So just wrapping up the DC FanDome, like what did you think? Especially like how do you think they executed the whole thing and launching it all?
I was there for all of it. I signed up. I was in the interactive things. No, I just watched some videos on YouTube. That was my overall thoughts of their overall
Mm,
fandom experience. I it is good to have some news and cool stuff out there. Though I will say that whether or not it's the movies, seeing a trailer for Batman and Zack Snyder's friggin' Justice League cut, which apparently is going to be split into 4 parts. I was reading before, and I'm like, oh my god, can you get even more pretentious about this goddamn Snyder cut? But when it comes to the games, it's good. It's good to finally have these out there. I think for people that are fans of the Arkham series and of what Rocksteady does as well, I think there's a lot to love here. So I think it's really great to have it out.
mm. And it is interesting as well because we have mentioned this before, but it seemed like at some point the parent company Warner Brothers was looking to actually sell their whole games division, which would include these developers and against the suite of games. And you'd presume that it'd be the rights to make the games as well, like the IP for the whole sort of DC universe would go as one big thing if if a publisher wanted to buy all of that out. And I don't know, I think personally, like, I think this was a big positive to me. Like like everything they did here, it feels like DC's on the way up. Like the games look great. I'm really excited for them. You'd have to see how they review and everything and when they come out. But the movies seem to be way more on track than they ever have been historically. They've actually done some good stuff in the last couple of years with some of the movies, like Joker was amazing. Yeah, like I feel like DC's on the way up here. So I kind of wonder if they go back, because it sounded like they were not going to shop the games division anymore, but maybe they will open it up again. Maybe this will spark a bit of interest in some of the big publishers.
Yeah, and I think with that whole divestment story, I don't think it would have been the DC IP though. But
But it's
obviously
got to be.
Rocksteady's
It's got to
no,
be,
because
man.
because DC still would remain with Warner Brothers property, so I don't think they
Yeah,
would
but
divest
you
the
can
game
divest it
IP.
though. Yeah, but they were
Yeah,
talking about getting $4 billion for it. Like, there's no way unless it's the IP as well. They just wouldn't get that amount of money.
I think that they would have retained the rights to the game IP. So
They wouldn't get 4 billion. There's no way, man.
I'm
Like,
just giving you my thoughts. Sheesh.
I can say if you're wrong. No way you'd pay $4 billion for Rocksteady and who else? Like, who are you paying for?
NetherRealm, Mortal Kombat.
Yeah,
They're
that's
pretty
not.
big. They're
They're,
pretty big
they're big, but they're not
IPs.
$4 billion. No
Oh,
way. Like, that's
okay.
kind of what was rumored.
We'll agree to disagree on this one.
No way, man. You had who was it recently that got bought out for 250 million? Sony bought a studio for 250 million, and it's like insanely better than that. I don't know. Like it doesn't add up to me unless there's some rights for maybe it's like rights for 20 years or something to the DC Universe games or something like that, or 10 years. But not just the divisions themselves. There's no way they'd be able to get that amount of money.